So, I just got through, yesterday, watching the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Hmm, I have to say, it wasn't bad. The movie theater I went to go see it at was Synergy, which is like Studio Movie Grill, but in my opinion, better. Way better. So, we went to go see this movie, me, my mom, and my sister. Um, I'm the one who knows all about the lore and the backstories and everything is going on in Five Nights at Freddy's. Surprisingly, I kept up with it because I'm a huge sucker when it comes to lore. When it comes to anything with lore in it, I'm always obsessed with it. Especially if the lore is very interesting. It piques my interest. I'm definitely there to be all over it. Brought mom out, she's barely there. And his sister wants to tag along. She would see people do let's plays of it and don't know much about the lore itself. So my expectations when this movie wasn't high because it's just a movie and it's been in production for years. And I've already watched Willy's Wonderland, which was pretty amazing, with Nicolas Cage, and also with Banana Splits, the very first animatronic death movie, which not a lot of people know about. Yes, go watch Banana Splits. It's very awesome. Now, with this one, I knew they would have to do something different because they weren't sure if this was going to be successful or not. So they had to mix things up, put in YouTubers, put in references, anything they could in order to, keep the movie appealing, but also adding a different kind of plot to it. There's no way they could do a movie where a guy just stays in there 5 nights and he just just sits there in a room checking the vents. That would make for a boring movie. Now, I'll get into that further. Now, I saw the movie and I actually enjoyed it. Even my mom, who's very short attention span when it comes to things sometimes, enjoyed the movie and stuff. She knows nothing about the show, the video games, and the lore. She was intrigued. So it was great. We ordered some food. I had me some hot honey wings and queso fries and a electric lemonade, and I was set, man. I was ready. And we were like 50 minutes into the movie, and the most supernatural, well, it wasn't supernatural, but oddly occurrence thing happened. The power went out. All of a sudden, the seats weren't going down, the sound in the theater went off, and then someone came in and said that the power in the entire area went out. So we were like, wow, what a coinky dink, man, for something like that to happen. So I wasn't mad, like, oh, come on. I was enjoying myself, sitting there watching eating the wings, and watching the movie. So we went to the front area of a bar, and I just finished up my food, and then we went home. They gave us free tickets, of course, and a free meal too when we come back. So we're going to do that when we watch the Thanksgiving movie that comes out. There's a horror movie called Thanksgiving. Definitely going to go see that. And we finished the movie at home while eating some ice cream. It was just, I know it's a scientific explanation behind the power went out. It's just like felt so supernatural, like, before the powers go or watching a movie. But that stuff happens all the time anywhere in the world. But just saying. I enjoy the side story. I know some reviewers say they didn't like the side story with the character and what happens outside, but they keep it very continuation. Like, it's focused. It doesn't lose focus. It stays in, but has an extra plot when it comes with William Afton and, of course, Michael and his name. We all thought it was Michael Afton, but it's just a call out. Because, if you know the lore, Michael is supposed to be William's oldest son. So, they had some references like Baby and Pat was in it. Everyone was upset that Markiplier was in it. Like, you should have had the king of Five Nights at Freddy's in this movie, but he wasn't in this movie. He because he's doing his own movie of an indie horror game called Iron Lung, which is completely different. But still, people was expecting that. I was expecting that. So I'm a bit upset because I enjoy Markiplier the most when it comes to Five Nights at Freddy's. Yes, he's yelling and screaming a lot, but the jokes he says are freaking hilarious. And that's what people don't understand. All they see is a few clips of him and he's just yelling, but what he's yelling about is what makes it laugh. You know, and he's not even the best at the game, but it's just seeing him overcoming the game and just having a good time is what makes the game good. So, anyways, moving on. I enjoy the side plot when it comes to him, the main character Michael, trying to find out what happened in his past instead of moving on and looking what's in front of him and him taking the sleeping pills and trying to have a remembrance of that day when his little brother went missing. So he's just there, just obsessed with it. He can't let it go. The animatronics aren't constantly going after Mike himself. In fact, they don't really do much to him, which makes sense. They had to really make this more realistic terms. How can we make this movie work? Makes sense to stretch it for 5 nights, which made I understand that. I really do. So I actually had a lot more enjoyment with the film. There's a lot of mixed feelings about the film in a way. And then I explained what would you done to make this movie appealing, not just to fans, but to also normal viewers, to make sure you get all the bang for your buck. And they only spent $20 million on this, and they made over 130 or 120 million dollars back, and that's just on the first weekend. They still have more to go, so they can make even more money. So you already know that they're like, hey, if we can do this dirt cheap, we can easily make pop out a lot of these movies and make tons of money. And I say go for it. I understand what they did for the way they went. Why it took so long, I guess it was trying the direction of the movie, the way it was trying to go. I'm glad the way they did things. There are characters out there that shouldn't be there, like Vanessa, the cop slash security guard. She's literally from the latest game, so the fact that she's there doesn't really make sense. But she's there anyways. But I guess it was just a show of reference. They weren't sure this movie was going to sell, so they tried to do everything they can to, do cameos and stuff like that in the movie. Understandable. But I wish he wasn't there, but they needed more characters into the movie. If that was the case, they could have had Phone Guy. They could have had Phone Guy. Remember in the beginning, everyone thought Phone Guy was the main villain, but he wasn't. They could have Phone Guy calling up, hello, hello. They could have done that, but they didn't do that. So another thing I was upset with, there was no Phone Guy. Now, the question is what to do next. What is next for this franchise, for the movie? I say do a prequel next, based off of Five Nights at Freddy's 2 or Sister Location. Martin had other, because I'm not spoiling the movie, but, William had other children. Anyway, show what got him to his killing fantasies in a way, and showing the Freddy Fazbear's joint at its most popular, and show him killing off his kids, and showing how he got the idea behind the remnant suits in a way. You could do that in the next movie, a prequel. And then after the prequel, you could continue on with another sequel with Five Nights at Freddy's 3, or even do the Pizza Simulator one, where it shows the end of Michael. And then after that, the fourth movie, you can do Security Breach and stuff. And so much you can do. Ways you can go with it. I think that's the best way. There's also the books. I don't know if they're going to do more of the books. Who knows? But I enjoy it. I liked it for what it was. It wasn't bad. It was good. And I feel like in today's day and age, if things aren't great, it sucks for most people nowadays age, which is solely stupid. Sometimes not everything has to be the best, not everything has to be great. I'm okay with mediocre from every now and then. I'm okay with okay from every now and then. Because sometimes not everything can be great. If everything is great, then what makes it so special? Sometimes it's good to watch something like just okay, It's a good thing to pass by and watch. No problem here. But either way, I enjoy the movie. It's definitely a must-watch for the fans. And even people who don't know nothing about it will enjoy it too. So, there you go with that. And that's all I got for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon. This is the Macron. I'm gonna make saying Happy Halloween.